let's start our show.
Okay, don't all talk at once. Who wants to start? Somebody say something.
Hi everybody, this is James, and I am here with my friend Richard and my cousin Donna, and we are all Korean Americans, and we're all Gen Xers,
And
and
we're
we
all second gen.
and we're all what second gen? I think I'm
Yeah.
fourth gen.
No, you're not.
What do you mean? You're second gen? I'm not. I'm definitely not second gen. I'm fourth gen.
No, your parents are first generation
No, I'm talking
immigrants.
about K-pop. I'm fourth gen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're not fourth gen, dude.
I'm standing.
You're
Hello,
no,
I'm standing
no,
new jeans, and I'm standing.
no.
I'm standing new jeans, so therefore I'm fourth gen. Donna's still standing beat Blackpink, so she's third gen.
Oh, is it by
And
who
you're
you
still
stand?
standing Super Junior, so you're second gen.
I think you're just
Actually,
inventing this, James.
well, okay, whatever. So, all right, today's episode is about Jin from BTS, who released what we consider a hit song, Super Tuna. And we are doing our first show about K-pop, and we chose the subject of Jin because very recently BTS has announced that they are going on a hiatus for who knows how long. And Jin is turning 30 in December, and BTS has not been granted an exemption from the military, and it's quite possible that Jin may be the first BTS member to be conscripted into the South Korean military, and that could happen in the next 3 months. And if that happens, we won't be seeing Jin doing any BTS stuff for the next 2 years or so. And so we might have to live off of Super Tuna fish sandwiches for quite some time. So we wanted to have an open forum discussion about this song, the video, and its relationship to all things K-pop. So I'll send this off to my cousin Donna, who is a professor at the University of Kentucky in ethnomusicology, and she teaches a class in K-pop. So Donna, what are some of your thoughts regarding Jin's Super Tuna?
Okay, so when I first listened to it, I just was like, what in the world is this? I mean, I feel like there's a couple interpretations. Like when I first saw it, I was like, is this just trying to be the next Baby Shark? And that's what I really thought for a little while before I started to take it a little more seriously. And then I was thinking, then as I found out more about Jin and how much he loves fishing, maybe this just really is his genuine expression of, his love for fishing and chamchi tuna, and it is what it is.
So
I guess
I started. I did a little research, a little bit, and there was a video that goes where he talks about the origins of Super Tuna, and he does love fishing, and he does love tuna. It's very simple, and I think he did it for fun. He never thought it was going to go viral. It's supposed to be for fun, and it kind of blew up bigger than it is. So, yeah. What about you, James? What are your thoughts?
That was completely lame from both. What the hell? You guys are supposed to say something interesting about it, not just like what anybody could read about Super Tuna in 2 seconds of Googling it. Oh my God.
I know.
That was the least like penetrating information about Super Tuna.
My first reaction to it when it came out was like, I can't believe he did this. It's pretty fobby. And, I was kind of shocked.
Well, I'll tell you what I think. When I watch the NBA playoffs, whenever a team gets eliminated, the TNT guys put up a photo of the people on the team that just lost onto these like fishermen, and they say they're gone fishing, which means they're done. They got knocked out. They're gonna go on vacation because they just got kicked out of the playoffs. So to me, when I saw Jin doing this fishing video, And then I found out that BTS is going on a hiatus. I was like, oh, Jin is retiring. This was his like signaling to us all that I'm done. I'm done as an idol. I'm done learning choreo. I'm done touring. I'm done worrying about like how my hair, what color my hair is going to be next month. I'm done sleeping with these 6 other guys in this same like stinky place, eating ramen together. I want to have my own life. I'm going to be 30. I'm 30 in Korean age. What am I doing living the life of a kid, running around, dancing, singing, playing, goofing around, making videos, Vine videos? It's just, I've made a ton of money. I'm super famous. I have nothing left to accomplish as an artist. I'm in BTS. The only group that has surpassed what we've done are the Beatles. So short of actually trying to surpass the Beatles in historical relevance as a pop act, I pretty much have already exceeded anybody's expectations of me, our group, the K-pop industry, modern pop music. And so goodbye, Chapche. Da, 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 da. So I mean, that's the way I saw it. I saw it as like, hey, farewell, everybody. Have fun with listening to old BTS YouTube videos and whatever.
Were you really thinking that? Because BTS had not yet announced their hiatus.
Yeah, he released
at
it
that
way
point.
before.
Yeah.
No, but because I got into BTS so late, I saw the video after I found it. Yeah, so fine. Yeah, he did do this before, but they were going to announce their retire or whatever, their hiatus within months of when he released this, right? So he must have known. They didn't tell Jin, hey, by the way, now that you've done your Super Tuna video, thank you very much. Guess what? We're shutting this all down next month. No, they must have known over
They
a
were
year.
planning for a year at least.
Yeah, so well before he made his video, he knew BTS was, I mean, right after he releases this video, they go on a tour and then they release that triple album, which only had 1 new song on it. And then like they were done. Then they announced their hiatus. So he knew we're done when he made this. I mean, didn't they shoot this at the same time they were in LA doing their LA concert, their SoFi concert?
Yes, that's true. It was shot in Santa Monica.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
During Santa Monica.
Sophie concert.
Is it called Santa Monica Beach? Something. It's in Santa Monica. Yeah. Or that
Maybe
area.
it was during their LA residency then in December.
Yeah, it was.
And then
totally
all they had after that was their June residency in Las Vegas, right? And then it was over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Las Vegas in June, or was it in April or April, May, June?
Something like that. But so he would have known, we wouldn't have. That's the only thing. But what you're saying makes sense now.
In retrospect, now that we're discussing this is what I think of Super Tuna. It's like,
yeah, I can see
everybody. I'm done. I'm not V. I don't have a schedule where I'm gonna release more stuff and do collabs. And I'm not, or I'm not V. I'm not going to Paris to like, be a superstar. I'm not Suga. I'm not doing collabs with Psy. I'm not J-Hope. I don't have a solo record. I'm not going to be at Lollapalooza. I'm done. I'm fishing. I'm going to the military. After that, you're probably just not going to see me anymore until I'm for, very little of me. I'm done. Which I actually have a ton of respect for. I feel like if I was in BTS, which I'm not, but if I was, I would be most like Jin right now. I would really want to be rid of this thing. I would feel like there's nothing left to do. I would not feel a sense of like incomplete in my pop career, that I need to do more, that I need to get more hits, I need to make more money, they need to get more fame. I just would feel like I got more than my fill of this game and I want out.
Also, I feel like it shows a willingness to just be a dork. I mean, just to really just let it out there and not even try to be cool anymore, just.
Which is even further supports my point, which is like, I'm so done that I'm not, here's the real me. I'm a complete fishing nerd, And I mean, if I could show
and I like Pongchak, which is like total old people's music.
So
he's wearing overalls with one strap not buttoned. I mean, it's like the laziest thing ever. It's like,
So yeah, I wanted to ask you, Donna, so what is this genre of music? What is Super Tuna? Is it pongchag? Is it pongchag or trot?
Trot.
Or is it
Yeah,
trot? Which one
bongchak
is
and
it?
trot are basically the same thing. It's just that
Okay.
bongchak is a slightly they sort of tried to retire that term because it's considered a little bit more derogatory, I guess. But some people call it now trot more often, but I still like the name bongchak because it's onomatopoetic because it's the bongchak juk juk
Mhm.
juk juk juk.
Oh, that's where
You
that
know,
comes
it's
from.
sort of
Okay.
that kind of thing, and it just captures, I think, the sort of ethos of the genre more than trot, which is I feel like trot is trying to sound more elegant, I guess, kind of thing. But but yeah, I mean it's I mean, on the one hand, maybe it was smart because trot is having a major resurgence right now with all these competition shows like Mr. Trot, Miss Trot. I mean, it's huge. I mean, more Koreans watch those shows, at least when they were at their peak, than they were watching like the top K-pop shows. I mean, I think, and part of that I think is because it's kind of refreshing and K-pop in Korea is just oversaturated. And so people kind of wanted something different and nostalgic and retro. So I mean, in a way, you could say it was smart on his part because it was tapping into a trend, I guess. But at the same time, it's also, I mean, it does have that kind of, it's ajashi, ajumma, 할머니, 할아버지 music, pretty much.
Depart
Grand
from that.
Harabachi music.
It sounds really old toony, and it is, right? He didn't really you know, mess with the formula. It was like some old style music,
I
right?
mean, it's kind of like, I mean, trot goes all the way back to like 1920s, 1930s is kind
Hmm.
of when it really started to emerge and during the Japanese colonial period. But I think what he's channeling, the sound that he's using is from a more 80s, 90s
Okay.
kind of version of trot, because obviously it's kind of modernized. It's stuck around for a long time and it just keeps surviving. It's sort of like, I don't know, it never dies for some reason, and it just kind of evolves with the
I
time.
don't think it should. It's great. You guys, I love this music. It sounds great to me.
Well, I
So,
find it
mhm,
kind of strange that if my theory is correct and that he was
mhm.
actually trying to signal his departure from K-pop and that he was actually purposely even trying to do something super lame, like I'm not even, this is going to be a homage to trot music. It's a 1 minute and 20-second long song. It's me and two guys with masks at a beach dancing the lamest, most ridiculous. It almost looks like it's intentionally trying to be bad. Like I'm trying to turn off all my fans so they'll leave me alone. Like I'm going to alienate myself from this whole BTS thing. And then, okay, it's a hit song. Everybody loves it. I mean, people dance this song at the random dance place. I mean, this thing is a problem. I wouldn't say it's as big a hit as like Next Level or anything like that, but K-pop fans love this song and they have a special place in their heart for it. And much like everything BTS does, I don't think they set out to be as huge and famous as they are. They just did their thing. And again, Jin's just doing his thing and somehow they can do no wrong. Even when he's like seemingly purposely trying to like say, I'm doing an anti-K-pop song, I'm doing an anti-BTS, and this is nothing like what we do, and yet everybody loves it. I've yet to hear anybody who says I think that song is horrible. Like,
Except you. You didn't
I
like it when you
did
first
think it
heard
was horrible,
it.
but now over time I've grown to like it. It's like I don't know what BTS has some certain magical mojo. No matter what I feel about their stuff when I first come in contact with it, over time I start to like get on the bandwagon with
Well,
everyone.
calling Super Tuna bad is like calling a Cheeto bad. You know what I mean? It's like, what's the point? It's junk food.
Was this, Donna, if this is old style trot or pongja or whatever, did older people like it in Korea? Do you know? Was it a hit with old Korean people?
Oh gosh, I have
Do you
no
know?
idea. I have no idea if it was or
Okay.
not. I mean,
I
I'm
can
sure
tell
if
you
they.
young people love it.
Mhm.
They seem to really like it. Do you guys know how many views he got on his video?
I can tell you right now. Hold on here.
I know the answer to this question.
What
I
is
looked
it?
it up. I think it's like 70 million people watch this thing.
73 million.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so not quite on the level of Baby
73.
Shark, but pretty up there.
What again is Baby Shark? That sounds familiar.
What?
What is Baby Shark again?
Baby Shark, do 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 do. Baby Shark, do 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 do
Oh,
do do.
okay. It was some.
Is that
It's
a
like
K-pop
a
song?
children's song that went viral around the
By
world.
who? Oh,
But yeah,
Okay.
Baby Shark is one of the most viral videos like of all time. It's up there
Okay.
with like Gangnam Style.
Really? Okay, I gotta look this up, but later. Yeah.
Don't watch it.
So, why do you guys think it was so popular?
crickets. There's really there's zero explanation for it that I can see. I mean, when I first saw it, I have to tell you, my initial reaction was
Be honest.
I thought it was a gag. I thought he was just doing something for laughs, for shits and giggles, that he just had no, I like, maybe he did. But the thing is I thought, well, if he did this thing without the intention of it ever getting anywhere, why did they put as much? Because once I started watching it more times, I was like, this is not that. This is actually produced. This is not. It's compared to
yeah.
a BTS thing. It's not heavily produced, but they got out there with a professional crew and professional lighting, and this was still done on a minimum level of production quality, and it wasn't not serious. It was,
Sorry.
to some degree, they took this seriously and they were up to something, which mystifies me even more.
I mean, for a trot, earwormy trot song, it's really not bad. I mean, the melody is like da 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 da. I mean, it's not bad, as far as that genre goes. I mean, it's somebody sat down and composed it.
But
who knew what they were doing.
Whose brainchild was this? How in the world did somebody sit there and from ether go, we need to take Jin, we need to use trot as a style, we're going to make it about Super Tuna and fishing, and he's going to be out there at Santa Monica, we're going to shoot this while we're there in LA, he's going to be wearing this, these two guys are going to be wearing that, we're going to do this dance, and somebody took this, had a vision, and thought of this and thought, this is going to work, or we need to do this for whatever reason. Even if we don't want it to be successful, we want to do it for some reason. I can't imagine how somebody had the weird thought to do this, not to mention the gumption to follow through with that thought and push it to the point where it's done and out there. I would think most people, it would have got shot down by every gatekeeper it came in contact with, and definitely not gone past Bang Shi-hyuk. I would imagine he'd be like, going, what's going on with you guys? I pay you guys to make money and do good for BTS. What are you doing? And like,
so I kind of sort of know the answer to that question.
What is it?
So basically it came from Jin. This is all Jin. Yeah, his idea. He loved it. 80-90% of the lyrics are from, I think he was fishing with a producer that he works closely with, and the lyrics are mostly from their conversations. This is actually true. There's a video that breaks this down, and he toyed with different titles, like was he going to do tuna, was he going to do sharks, was he going to do other kind of fish, which is mentioned in the song. He throws in other songs like mackerel and shark, and there's a couple of other fish, flatfish and stuff like that, and then he settled on tuna, and I think it's just a fun video that he just did. But you're right, he did. I mean, it wasn't like somebody took time out to do this, and
they certainly do listen to their artists, and they certainly do give them latitude, and when they come up with an idea, they certainly support them and nurture it and encourage them to push it to completion. Because honestly, if I was his producer and he was telling me this, I would have been going, Jin, I think tomorrow you're going to have a different feeling. Yeah, I would encourage him not to do this. I'd be like, dude, really? Come on. Let's, after you're completely retired, do whatever the heck you want, but don't do this on Big Hits time. I mean, come on. We don't.
Actually, I don't. I bet they were all for it because, like I was saying, trot is huge. Has been really huge in Korea. So, like I was saying, I think it was a smart move. I think
They
another.
must be geniuses because it came out and it worked, and they must have had some sort of sense that this was going to work.
I don't think they cared. I think he was shocked that it ever
Yeah.
became this famous.
You're right. I
Think
think they pretty much felt like Jin wants to do something, so we're doing it.
Yeah.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
just like J-Hope wanted to do Arson and all that, and they're like, we're doing it, regardless of whether they think it was going to work or not.
I mean, I'm reading an article. It says that he co-produced the song with, I think with somebody named Bumzu, which is probably some songwriter's ghost name or whatever. And then there was, some other musicians involved, and Hybe, recorded it and everything, or a Big Hit or whatever recorded it.
You guys think that New Jeans gets this level of like artistic freedom?
Probably, I'm guessing probably not, because that woman who is kind of in charge of them, who is really well known and has
her brainchild.
Yeah. I mean, maybe later they will, but BTS was well known for having a lot of creative autonomy, or not maybe.
Oh, well, wait a minute. One of the members, they actually got to write some of the songs in New Jeans, or parts of it. Yeah.
Which song?
I think Hype Boy.
If you would have said Cookie, I would have been like, oh well, that explains it.
No, and
I don't think they would write Cookie as their own song.
Well, I would hope not. If they did, then I would have to seriously be like, wow, okay. The youth in Korea and Australia are pretty
out there. Yeah, so I think, is it Head In or one of them? Head In? You see, she wrote some of the rap lyrics for in Hype Boy. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So,
I mean, it's kind of trendy these days,
though, huh?
It is trendy these days for the groups to have some input. Like Stray Kids, they're very proud of having their own creative input. A lot of it, and it's very organized. So I feel like other groups are kind of following suit a little bit with that, and especially
Who started that trend? Was it BTS or?
I think it was, prominently BTS, because they're one of the first groups that strayed from that, big three model. And
but wouldn't you say like the father of K-pop, Setaiji, was his own artistic driving force?
Yeah, because Setaiji is is kind of really before the trainee system. It's like HOT was produced by the trainee system, but Setaiji was before that. He's kind of like what inspired
the K-pop system, right?
Yeah, he inspired the K-pop system with his image and the fact that, Korean music people were like, because before the Korean music world was more catering towards adults, and it was older people, and it was very conservative, and people didn't move around on stage as much, and it was more for older ajishis and stuff like that. That's the audience that they were targeting. But when Setaiji came around, they realized, oh, we should be targeting the youth. And in Japan, they have all these young idols, and so that's kind of what the shift is about.
So have we come full circle, because we started out with Bongchak and then now we're back to Bongchak?
It is barely there's some sort of a clock theory happening here where
it all goes back to Bongchak.
Does it though?
Do you guys think that this is maybe the first time people have heard trot or Bongchak outside of Korea through Super Tuna?
I think definitely. How could they have been listening? I mean, then again, I don't know why people were in Russia and were listening to K-pop in the first place. So, for who knows? Maybe they were listening to trot music before they got into K-pop. There's no way, right?
It just depends. If they were only BTS fans, then yes, maybe. But if they were already deep into the K-pop world, they probably had heard it before.
But it's not, trot is not part of the mainstream of K-pop though, right? It's a precursor. It's something that's separate from it's a predecessor. It's just before all of what we know of K-pop.
Yeah, kind of. Although there have been other K-pop idols that have ventured their toes into trot. So like Daesung from Big Bang, I think released at least one trot song. And he also, another smart thing about trot is that that type of genre is popular in Japan as well. So they can just do a Japanese version of it and then it appeals to the Japanese fans.
True.
Older
But
fans.
Richard,
But
were you more asking whether or not fans of Super Tuna were also into trot, not other K-pop artists, right?
Yeah, I was just wondering if would Super Tuner have been the first exposure to this genre of music to non-Koreans in the rest of the world?
oh, non-Koreans.
It'd be like asking if like Beatle fans had already been listening to like Robert Johnson or other like early blues artists that like, or Led Zeppelin fans would have been listening to like early blues before they listened to Led Zeppelin.
The answer is
after listening to Led Zeppelin, we're like, oh, I want to hear what Led Zeppelin's influences are, and then they discovered early blues.
I mean, certainly Japanese fans would have been aware of that type of stuff.
But I find it interesting that it was really popular, you know, and that nobody disliked it.
I don't hear a lot of haters on this song. I mean, it's really kind of like people either just flat out love this song, like they like go gaga for it, or they have a special little place in their heart for it because it's so unique. It's such a different little nugget of the K-pop universe that they can just go, I'm not a fan of trot music, but I do like that song. And that means I have a connection to, I don't know, it just, I'm surprised at how well received this song and this video are. And like I said, when I watch random dance play videos and when this song comes on, people dance. Invariably like 5 to 10 people run out there and they'll do it. And they seem very like joyous.
It's probably the easiest choreography you could possibly do in a K-pop song.
That's true.
Next.
Oh, you guys are further.
Ow, my back.
Yeah.
Ow. More difficult than...
Yeah, our generation, just forget about it. We can't do the dances.
We can't do choreo.
No, I love the choreography, the choreo and Super Tuna. I love it. It's super easy. Is this Indian appropriation? Is it?
Do they do the head?
No.
There's no head thing.
They're imitating the motion of the fish.
Why is this
so are we appropriating tuna fish? Is it tuna appropriation, Richard?
Yeah.
Will there be like a tuna protest to like the next like Should there be a tuna protest? Should there be a tuna
this is especially because they're a vulnerable population. They can't even protest. It's terrible.
This is tuna oppression.
Tuna oppression.
Well,
yeah, I mean I don't if it is, it's no worse than what Blackpink is doing with their Phrygian, and their whatever. Indian.
Oh yeah, that's on a completely different level.
Right.
We're gonna get so much hate, you guys. We're gonna get a lot of hate.
For what?
We're gonna get the Blinks mad and the army. Yeah, hopefully not.
Well, what are you more afraid of, the Blinks or the tuna? Because the tuna have been a little bit rougher on the tuna than anybody else. I
guess the Blinks, but if it's Blinks versus army, definitely I'm more scared of army.
Did we say anything that could potentially get us like canceled by army in this video?
They could be mad about what you said about Jin and how he's like,
like he's
wants gone fishing.
Yeah.
Fishing.
As opposed that he's gonna be dedicated to army forever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that doesn't going fishing doesn't mean you're not dedicated to your fans.
It means that you don't want to like dye your hair blue again or something like that. It's really damaging to your hair to have to keep dyeing it, you know? I'd imagine that gets very tiresome after a while.
Well, Jin almost never has done it. He's always been the OG, like kind of. He's the oldest one,
He's the
so
oldest one, right?
yeah, he doesn't really dye his hair. He's almost always black. I can't really remember. Maybe like in the early days.
So what is the latest on the army thing? Is that happening or not? Or
Well, what I have
you
heard
heard?
is that this has been talked about a lot, and there's been no talk about BTS getting an exemption. And I have heard that we're at a point now where the government doesn't want to make a decision, and they're putting it to the public. They're letting the public vote on this. And I don't know when this vote is going to go down, or it's already gone down, but I mean, apparently the public seems to be fairly split on this issue. And
Yeah.
I mean, this could be like one of those like recount situations with the vote, or like find me 10,000 more votes or something like that, because it's really close. But I mean, it's September and he turns 30 in December. That's October. November. I mean, it's 3 months until he turns 30. I mean, I think, is he waiting until the day before his 30th birthday to go into the military? He's literally going to wait to see if there's going to be a last minute, like, exemption made, or, because 3 months doesn't seem like a whole lot of time for there to be a decision to be.
Did you guys see this? I mean, I usually don't watch these things, but it popped up in my YouTube, but it was Jungkook's birthday. And apparently he was kind of celebrating by himself and with ARMY. But then during that time period, Jin came by and wanted to give him a gift, which happened to be these big, humongous muscat grapes. But anyway, it was very random. But the weird part was he was totally drunk. Like, and I don't watch.
Jin or Jungkook?
Jin was really drunk. And he was just, I don't know, it just made me feel like, I wonder if he's depressed. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I think he's totally depressed.
Yeah, depressed.
He seemed really at J-Hope's album release party, he seemed like he was like kind of hiding in the background, like he didn't want to be there or whatever. I don't know. I think he's very concerned about this and doesn't want to go to the military. That's
yeah. I mean, I know that they sometimes will drink on their vlogs and stuff like that, but I would imagine that they don't show themselves like being kind of drunk and that kind of thing. And Jungkook was like trying to like, get him to, calm down and like, and finally he actually had to shoo him out of his house because I think he was worried that he might do something that would embarrass them or whatever. So,
I was thinking about this, you guys. I think James, what you said before about BTS being done, I think they're done.
Yeah.
That's because if you think about it, it's like, even if they got back together like 2-3 years, they can't do the dance moves anymore. I mean, your body is aged. You just can't do is it going to be ever the same?
I mean, vocal range hold up over.
Look at Shiny though. I mean, I thought they were done and they still
came back.
They're still putting stuff out.
Super Junior has songs on the charts right now.
Yeah.
Well, that is potentially the subject of a future video.
Right.
What is going to happen going forward with BTS? But we are down to our last minute here, so we're going to have to sign off, everybody. That was a very fun little. So for all those watching, this is our first time doing this, and this is actually a test, so I don't know if anybody is going to see this, but well, I'm going to edit it and send it off to you guys and see what you think about it. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. Any last word?
I mean,
go ahead, Donna.
If this is going to be his swan song, it's a pretty awesome swan song.
I agree. All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Chamche.
All right.
Yay.
Chamche.
If the golden shoes you hear so much about was wore down here, you'd soon wear 'em out. We're gonna take 'em up